I think he's in a good place. Tex is a guy that, takes spring training slow and then likes to really get after it the last, 8 to 10 days. And it just kind of gets him in a good spot. So, he swung the bat extremely well for us.
He told me on the field that when he goes opposite field like that, he's obviously seeing the ball well and that all the work in the cage had paid off for him. When you see him go opposite field, what does that tell you?
Well, I think it tells you the same thing. He's facing a guy that throws hard. He gets the head of the bat to it and is able to drive it the other way, which is extremely important. It just says that he's letting the ball travel, and a big day from him. And I look at these 2 days, and what's great is you're getting contributions up and down the lineup, and that's what we talked about. That we feel that this lineup is capable of doing.
Barry.
To follow up on Tex, last year we talked about it. He had such a great season going, and to not have him around for September, how much of a loss was that?
Well, it really, changed our lineup against left-handers. Greg Bird did a really good job, but, Tex is a Gold Glove first baseman. He's a switch hitter in the middle of the order. He's productive from both sides. It's when we don't have him, we miss him. We definitely miss him, and it's great to have him back.
Dave.
Just with Miller's first time out, Joe, obviously he seems fine pitching with the broken bone there. Is there any difference in him at all from what you can tell from what he's doing?
No, nothing that I can see. So I was really pleased with the way he threw the ball today. And, he hasn't had a lot of work in the last 8 days because of what happened. So I was probably going to pitch him no matter what today, but it was good that he got a save opportunity and closed it out for us.
To your right, Ryan.
Joe, what do you think of Valdi?
I just thought his off-speed was a little inconsistent today, which I don't really think is odd this time of the season. First start, probably a little amped up. He battled, and, I'm sure he wouldn't say it was his best performance, but he gave us a shot to win, and we won.
Anyone else? Who else? Anthony and Barry.
Joe, do you think it was important for Betances to come back and have an overpowering inning like that?
Yeah, I think it was important. He had a strange inning the other day. And, if he makes that play, he doesn't, give up a run, and it's a different story, and we're not talking. But I think it's always good to bounce back.
On A-Rod, he was, I think, 0 for 8 with a couple of walks before that base hit. How big was that for him to just get going?
Well, I think it's big. It's big for our lineup. And everyone, you don't want to look up and see the 0 and after your name. So, it was a big hit. It made it 5-5. Gardy got him over. Jake double, Gardy got him over, and Alex did a good job of getting him in. So, and then he got another big hit late. I believe it was the 8th, 7th inning or whatever it was. So it was good to see.
Meredith.
Joe, ton of games left to be played, but is there something to be said for taking a series early, setting the tone for a season?
Yeah, I think it's important. Especially after losing the first game the way we did. I thought it was nice our guys bounced back.
Susan?
In middle relief, you always talk about Betances and Miller. What about Yates and Shreve today?
Outstanding. Kirby came in and did a really good job, and then Shriver came in and followed him and did a really good job. And, we talked about Kirby, in spring training. He looked good, and this is a guy that has experience and has been in the American League East. And, he's able to hide the ball a little bit with his windup, and we think he's really going to help us.
Anthony.
Just following up on that, Joe, how critical is it for you to get a guy who's not considered in your top 3 or 4 in the bullpen to come in and contribute an inning like that? I mean, you've said it yourself that there are some arms in the pen that maybe people don't know a lot about and don't have a lot of experience.
Yeah, they don't. And it's important to get them in. It's important that, I don't think they sit too long. Now so far the only guy that has not been in is Sessa. And he threw Saturday, and he's kind of a longer guy, and with the way that Nova's kind of went, I had to be careful about how I did it. But I think it's important for everyone to get right in, and I think Sessa's the only guy that really hasn't been in, except a couple starter and pitchers.
Anthony on the left.
Joe, that Alex and Teixeira were able to turn around pretty good fastball from Giles. Is that a good sign as to where they are at this time of year?
Oh, I think so. I think that's really important, and it's important for them. So, I mean, you have to be careful with those two guys because they can do a lot of damage.